The tech tip I want to show you today is how to use Google Forms for your own assessments in your class. But not only that, not only collecting your information, but using an awesome add-on to self-grade the assessment and also send out the results to your students. So first thing you do is actually set up your Google Form. So Google Form you should be able to access in Google Drive, and you can set up many different questioning techniques and being able to do your assessments. If you want to do this feature to have it auto grade, it needs to have an exact answer, multiple choice checkbox or something like that. A few things to pay attention to when you set it up, besides making the questions and the answers choices, is to require you to automatically collect the respondent's account name, their username, so that not only it lets you know that who's actually taking the assessment, but you know for sure it is that student and not somebody else. So I just set up 2 questions right now. I could set up more, but that's fine. So this view live form link here is what you would be using to connect to probably add the link to your Google Classroom so your students can take their assessments. When students take their assessments, when they click on anything and they hit submit, it's automatically going to collect in a spreadsheet for the responses. It's going to say the timestamp, the name of the person, and their answers here. And I've answered this twice. You could get to these responses easily from your Google form. It'll say view responses, and it will open up this spreadsheet. Now, how do I get this to autograde? Well, first you need to get the add-on Flubaroo. So by going to the add-ons section, you go to the word that says get add-ons, wait a few seconds. You will actually, it's probably the most common one, so you'll see it right here, but if you're not, you should search for Flubaroo right up here. But for right now, I'm going to click on here. I'm going to hit free. I am going to accept the permissions so that it will allow this feature to work in my spreadsheet. I only need to do this once. Once it's done, it is completely done and ready to go for me. So at this point, you want to do is before you give your assessment to your kids, make sure that you have answered your test once so that you are your answer key. After you do that, you'll go to add-ons, find Flubaroo, and then I'm not going to hit grade assignment because a lot of you want that feature for it to auto grade. When students submit their tests, it will automatically generate a grade and send out the information to your students. So I'm going to go to advanced, and I am going to go to enable auto grade. Now it's going to ask me, we need to set up our grading system and email settings first. So now I'm going to press OK. So right now mine's a very short test, but it's automatically going to recognize a few things. For instance, username will identify the student, so it's not going to have a grading system here. So that's good. It lets me know who is taking what. It's also knowing that that's an email address that's going to send information back to that student on what they received for their assessment. Second, I could actually change what I could do for my questions. So for instance, I could tell it to skip a grading on a question if I want, grade by hand, or just normal grading. For right now, we're going to do normal grading. You could change and set a different point value for each question. Some questions may be weighted more than others. But for right now, this is normal. I want to set it as 1 point each. So I'm going to press continue. And I'm going to set which was my answer key. My first one I submitted was my answer key, so I know that that was it. So when I press continue, okay, now the last but not least, what it's going to do is I want this also to email the grades to my students once they finish. So right now, it's going to email the username because our usernames are our email addresses. Include a list of questions and scores. I think that's okay, but you could uncheck that and it'll just give you the score. But leaving this will let the students know what they need to work towards. If you want to include an answer key, you're more than welcome to, but by checking that, leaving that unchecked, the students will only know what grades they received in their scores. And here you could set like a optional message that will be sent out to students. But right now I'm going to leave it empty. So by pressing continue, everything's set up. So I'm going to hit yes for it to start grading my assessment. And it's not going to show the first one, which was my answer key. It's only going to show me the other one that I graded. So when students take this assessment, it's going to auto grade. It's going to show me on the bottom the student submission tab that shows me who has submitted, and it's going to automatically, in this tab where it says grades, show me the date, who, how many points, and what they got right and wrong. On top of this, gives me a nice class summary, which is really, really amazing. And because I did my own test here, and if I open up my own email, I should have an email that will tell me what I received. Pretty awesome. So if you want to explore more of this, you're more than welcome to contact me at any time. But this is an amazing tool that you could use in many different ways, and I just showed you one basic version of it.